Well, welcome back, everybody. It's a Monday and a brand new week. The week before Christmas. The week before Christmas week, which is before Christmas. And I'm sitting here all by myself here. I had Sharon come in today and help me, which was wonderful. But nobody else came in. Not even Mary. It's just been me and Rosie. Rosie! Hey, Rosie! Rosie! The very interested dog. And I've been sitting here doing some computer work, editing, and working on the puppet mold, which Sharon helped me with, which was a big undertaking. Yeah. So now I'm actually rendering stuff off, scenes that are somewhat finished and not all completely sweetened, but pretty close to being finished, to send to our composer, Thomas Martin, who has composed for us in the past for Martians Attack. He is a very good composer, and I didn't think he was interested in this project, but it turns out he is, and he's on board. But I'm glad, because he's going to do some kick-butt stuff for us. So, this is going to be another great week. Next week is Play Week, which means that the week before Christmas, I work on stuff I want to work on. So, but this week we're going to be doing submarines and alien puppets, visitor puppets, and submarines, and did I already say that? I might have. Sorry. But we're doing all that kind of cool stuff. And, look what I got. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And according to Adam Savage, that's right, I got one of these. I know they make the prefab one, but I like to make stuff myself. This is a very good kit. Adam built it. It's very precisely made. It must be 3D printed, I guess, but it's like absolutely perfect. It really is, and I like perfect. Well, at least perfect as perfect can be. And let's see if I can get this right. With one hand, always with one hand, and show you what this looks like. Oh, there. I think. There. Isn't that cool? And then there's this little guy here that goes, of course, on top. And but it's got all the electronics for it, and it makes the beeping noise. And here's all the lenses for it. This is very precision made. This is a really fine kit, and it's worth the $89 I paid for it. And if you love the Iron Giant, then you're going to want one of these kits. I know I did. So, came right away. Very good on delivery and packaging and all that kind of stuff. And I highly recommend this if you love the Iron Giant as much as I do. Now, it's come to my attention that an Iron Robot is available from Fred Barton. Now, Fred's an old friend of mine. In fact, we're going to be building some models for Fred starting next week. But his company has made an 8-foot and 3-foot Iron Giant. Now, it's made to kind of look like it would look in the real world. It's metal and it's weathered and it's really, really cool looking. But what we're doing is this is for us. This is for me. I'm not going to sell these, and it's going to be the cartoon version. So just to make that perfectly clear, in case anybody watching thinks I'm going to market these, I am not. So you are welcome to get parts from me, but you can. We'll talk about that later. So anyway, moving on. Let's get on with the week. So, working more on the robot head, pointing up the chin a bit, and pointing up the this before I put it down, what I call the mohawk. Going to need a lot of sanding and filling tomorrow all through here, and some more pointing up, but it's really starting to get there. So, the mohawk here wasn't working for me. It is not really straight, and at least not perfectly straight, and it was really bothering me. So, I decided to take it off, make a new series of templates, and I made these, which are made flat to the table. You can see how it is here. Both parts are identical. I am going to, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these together after I put putty on them, and I'll have a very symmetrical and very straight piece that I can glue together. These two halves will go together. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this stuff here and fill it in, which is Formula 27 Evercoat Marine. Basically, it's a glazing putty. I'm going to put it in there, fill that, and sand that just perfectly even, and put the two halves together. And this will give me, and now it's lunch. See, that's my lunch bell. So I'm going to go have lunch, but I'm going to put these together afterwards. So here we have the putty on, and it's starting to go off. It is definitely getting, yeah, you can see there, it's pretty chalky. This is the stage where you can kind of get it to go where you want it to go. Save yourself a little bit of sanding, but unlike Bondo, this stuff goes off at a pretty even rate, and it allows you to, this is a fresher batch, so it's not quite ready yet, but you get the idea. And I keep following the edge here to make sure I get the right shape right to the edge of the plastic. Now as soon as this gets all nice and hard, or hardish, I will sand this to shape both sides, and then put the two sides together, and I should have a really nice mohawk. So here we go. I'm about to put the two halves together and then sand it again. So there we are. We got a much, much better and straighter and more accurate fin on top of his head. Keep in mind, this was designed by the guy who designed the Rocketeer look. And you can definitely see the changeover, but the crossover. But that is nice and straight now. So we got this in the paint booth right now. I'm going to paint it, but it is really pristine. I'm sure once I put the primer on it, we'll see some problems. I'm seeing a few right there, but let's get some primer on this neck. So here we are. This looks really, really good. Really, really straight, pristine, accurate. Look, Mom, no 3D printer. This is really, really nice. And of course, we're going to test fit it right now, very carefully, as not to break it. And it fits like it's made for it. Oh, it is made for it. Okay. Trying to do it with one hand. It's difficult. I will get it, but you can see how pretty that is compared to the other one I originally had. Really nice. So now we got the dent in the head and the mohawk perfect. So now we can really finalize this and mold it very soon. And this is amazing. This is from Dr. Chris Landon and his students over at the Ventura Adult Education Center, where they do all kinds of training and teach classes on various things such as 3D printing. And this hand is just beautiful. I am so pleased with it. So I told him, yes, this is just perfect. And now they're going to make the one that's articulated for us. I also want to thank my dear friend Dr. Chris Landon, not only for that, but for this. This is amazing. He got this for us. He felt we needed to have it. You all know what it is. This is an incredible book, all about the Iron Giant, written by, forward by Brad Bird. And it's a beautiful book, and I cannot wait to get into this. This is going to be amazing. Chris, thank you so much. Well, it's been an amazingly busy day here on Thursday here at SNG, and so many things have been done, and I haven't even got to the camera. But I'll show you some of this stuff. There's our guy, and yes, a lot's changed. This now really fits the way it's supposed to. I had to heat and bend and twist to get the jaw to fit just right. That's always been a problem. These discs here are temporary, at least placed in there. These are discs I lathe. These will be cast, so I can cast them in clear resin that are frosted, and they fit exactly in these holes. But I'm going to dig them out even some more tomorrow and sink them in and make put putty behind them, push them in with plastic so I get a proper alignment for them to go into. So when we cast this up, I can cut out the backs and be able to pop these eyes exactly in, and then there'll have to be little slots over the top for the eyelids. Over here, I'm working on the Submarine, and what I just did was put in these two bulkheads here out of thick Plex. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop this in here and see how the fit is and how it lines up to this. Hopefully I'm right on the money. And over here we had a problem with this section of the mold. Didn't come out very well, so we put all the sections back together, Zamira did, and then blocked it up with a really nice clay wall, as you can see here. And currently I'm brushing, everybody's left, I'm here stuck waiting for this stuff to gel up better. What we need is a nice jacket in here so that we can fill in the rest of it with 1630 to make the outer mother mold, which is what this is here. And that supports all of this, so we don't need to use a whole bunch of it, and it's easier to flex out of the inside of the mold. So this mold will be done tomorrow, and we'll be able to start casting tricorder body sections out, which is going to be really great. So here's the mold as it ended up, and you can see the different parts that come apart, like so, and like so, and like so. And that's all the sections. And so you can see that you don't even see a seam in there. It closes so well. And then of course this section here, well, let me put this on so you can see. This goes into that key. This mold has not been cleaned yet, so it's a bit untidy, but I'll flip it this way and you can see that gets that side. And it gets the interior and the exterior of the tricorder. Next up, I'll show you the other part here. It closes this way. That goes to there. We close this way. That all closes beautifully. And you can see once it's closed, there's like no seam. It's that tight. It's that nice. So we can just pour in our material in there, pour some more on there. We're going to use 1630 for the bodies, and then close it. And that is a complete tricorder mold, just like that. So, of course, this one over here is now ready to have its backing put on it of 1630, which we'll do later on. You can see these temporary keys. Well, not temporary. These are keys that actually lock the plastic 1630 mother mold into this. But this is a great mold as well. This will give us what we need for the other part. And here it is. Happy Friday. We're all here. Happy Friday! And Zamira, what are you doing?
I am putting silicone on the tricorder. So
She's made a bunch of little nice keys, and I had this silly idea that we could actually put lay this flat and mold the top and have the keys, and then after it sets up Monday, we can flip it over and just mold the top right into the keys. She's going to take these walls and push them up against the edge of the keys and make this little area around it. But first she's making sure she got lots of silicone into there. Really cool. So now she's got the ball in there, and now we make sure that we got all this stuff, and she's going to take this and upend it and drip a small thread of it into there and fill it all up. So I got this package this morning, and it's from, there we are, Weta. Yes, New Zealand. Wonder what that could be. Here it is, almost Christmas, and I'm getting a package from Weta. That's right, I ordered something. I'm being smart ass. But inside, I found this. It probably gives it away somewhat. But being a big fan of a certain movie that Weta worked on, I ordered one of these. I'm assuming these are from the original molds because it's absolutely identical to the one in the movie. And there's the big guy's name right there. With a little bell inside. And really, you got to see this out in the sun for it to be appreciated. It's just really a nice piece of work. really nicely weathered and aged. And I think it's so cool. Don't you, Mary?
Yeah.
We're sitting here trying to warm our bones up. We just got in and it's like freezing inside the studio. So I'm really happy to get that. That's really, really cool. It's, you know, it's not screen used, but I think it's from the molds of the screen used prop. So this goes in my prop collection for a movie that I like a whole bunch. So a lot of really cool work has been done on our Iron Giant friend here. I'm seeing he's got a little crack going on here. Of course, these pop out and will be vacuum formed. Come on, they come out, they really do. But it got cold back here, and I'm thinking that because it's so cold, that there's been some. I'm gonna have to take these out by hand. Got them out. It took both hands to do it, but you see I got these nice little sockets which will allow these to fit directly in there into those sockets, but I'm going to actually have to make them slightly smaller because over the weekend they kind of the expansion, contraction, or whatever it was going on caused these not to allow them to pop out so easily. I have to finish off the jaw some still, but this is really coming out great. I'm very pleased with it, and hopefully next week after Christmas I will be molding it. And over here I've been working on this sub, which is really working out quite well. There, top is off. Takes me 2 hands for everything today, but you can see how the top comes off and how it locks on and screws into this nice metal plate. And down here, you can see where the servos are in there, and this controls the dive planes when the servo will be working and hooked up to the radio. And then, of course, this controls the rudders, both rudders. And it's very smooth and very, very positive and lots of movement. So, and of course the propeller turns from the prop shaft here. So that's really cool that hard part is done. What I have left to do is hook up these dive planes to these, which is going to require having magnets on the underside of this and a bar that comes over the top and up. And when you close it, they just go click, and that gives you your dive plane move. Well, great week. It's always a great week. We have a great time here. We love what we do. We love building things and making things, and it's our hope that the show actually inspires you to make things yourself and to learn from some of the things we show you. And for God's sakes, if you have kids, get them into this stuff. Get them into making something. Tell them how they can take some raw materials and a bit of skill and make something of their own that they can actually hold in their hands and show to other people what they do and what they're capable of. There's such a joy in making something with your bare hands and having that there. Like, you know, I'll give you an example. That was amazing when I built that, and because I wanted one, and Jim had stopped making the kits, and I didn't know I could have got one from him anyway, but that's besides the point. I wanted it, and so I made one myself, and that's what you can do when you're a maker. I wanted Captain Turk's chair, so I did that, and so on and so forth. So you get it. So teach your kids to make things, you know. I mean, you know, I play video games. I'm on the computer all the time too. I love technology, don't get me wrong. I'm not putting down being in the technology, but also incorporating the technology to assist you in building wonderful things is a nice combo together. Right, Mary?
Absolutely.
And so we want to tell everybody, Mary, where are you? There you are.
Someplace here.
There we are. Merry Christmas.
Yes, Merry Christmas.
And
Next week.
what?
Happy New Year!
Oh, and Happy New Year, yes. But thank you for all your support and your help and your appreciation of SNG. And we're going to do it all over again next year, but we'll see you before that next week, right?
Absolutely.
All right,
See ya.
see ya. We love you a bunch. Take care.